Hello, my favorite artists. We're going to continue or start working on our 1-point perspective project. And you have been learning about 1-point perspective and how artists use this to make images appear to have depth, or that there are things that are further away and things that are closer. So we're going to start with our spooky 1-point perspective project. What you need is your black piece of paper and a pencil, and you'll need a couple other things in a little bit. But first things first, I wrote my name and my teacher code on the back and flipped it over, making sure that my piece of paper is tall. That means it is skinnier but tall. We call this portrait and paper. Alrighty. The other item you're gonna need is a ruler. My friends, make sure you use these rulers correctly because I don't wanna have to take it away, and it's so important for our project. So what I'm gonna do, you're gonna take your ruler and find about the middle portion of your paper, and you're gonna draw a horizontal line, which is called the horizon line. Now, we talked about this in class as well, but again, just holding the ruler down with one hand, taking a pencil, you are going to draw that horizontal line across your paper. And again, if it's not perfect, that is okay. We're trying our best. And there you go. Looks like we have our horizontal or horizon line. So we talked about in 1-point perspective how we need to have a vanishing point, or a point in an image or picture where things seem to disappear. So what I want you to do, I want you to take your ruler. And if we measure this piece of paper, it looks like it is 9 inches in width. So we need to figure out what's half of 9. A trick I like to do is go to a number I know the half of it, which is 8. I know 4 is half. And then I'm going to figure out, okay, if I know that 4 is half of 8, but 5 is only half of 10, I have to find somewhere in the middle of these two to get it for 9. So you can know that 4.5 plus 4.5 equals 9, which is where we want to make our dot. So you're going to go to the 4.5 mark, which is that longer line in the middle between 4 and 5, and make a dot. That, my friends, is our vanishing point, and we're going to be using that throughout our project. So I would make it a little bit bigger so you can see. Now we're going to start adding some grid lines. I want you to make sure you draw light until you get it right, because these lines won't always be on our paper. The horizon line will be, but these next couple lines won't. So we need to make sure that we're very light-handed so that they're easier to erase when we're done with them. Okay, so we found our vanishing point, and we are gonna take our ruler and we're gonna start making a little bit of a grid. So I'm taking my ruler, I'm finding that point, and I'm gonna find the corner of my paper, and I'm gonna try to line it up. So I'm trying my best to get a good angle. All right, I think that's good. Now I'm gonna hold my ruler with one hand and lightly make a line that is diagonal to the point. Okay, you might not be able to see it, but I lightly made a line to this corner. Now, my friends, you're gonna do that to all 4 corners. Again, drawing light. I'll do this really quick again. Matching my corner to my dot, holding it down with one hand, and lightly drawing a line. Pretty soon you'll see that you're making something like an X in your paper, and that is what we need. Again, I'm drawing super light because I'm gonna erase these later when I'm done. I'm trying my best to line up the corner with the vanishing point. Okay, my friends, we have her horizon line, vanishing point, and we drew some grids. Now it's time to draw in our picture. If you will look, you'll notice that I have the road. So we need to draw the road somewhere in between the grid lines. This line doesn't have to be as light unless you wanna make sure you like it before you do it final. But what you're gonna do, you're gonna again find that vanishing point in the middle, take your ruler, and you can just guess how wide you want your road to be. I'm gonna go about right here, and I'm gonna do the same thing I did, and I'm gonna find that middle point and draw a line to the edge. And then move my ruler over again, gonna do the same thing. Find my middle point. I think I like that distance, and whoops, I'm going to draw my line to the edge. There we have it. I have a road. Okay, so now we're ready to start adding details. If you notice in my picture, you're going to be required to do at least 4 trees. So you can do more, but I'm going to teach you how to make these trees appear further away or closer up. And then you're going to have an option to add some other fun little festive details. You'll get a worksheet like this to get some ideas, but feel free to use whatever you feel like you want. But first, let's do the main pieces, which we need to learn about trees and the cottage or the house. And then don't forget the moon. You might want to do a full moon. You might want to do a quarter or a half or a crescent. But let's get the main things down. So as for the cottage or the house, you're going to make sure you have it on the horizon line. My friends, if things are further away, they are smaller. So make sure you draw your house pretty small. I'm going to stop the video here, and I want you to make sure you have this ready so you're ready for the next step of adding the house and learning about the trees.